Hello and welcome to another exciting edition of Diaspora Network, where we celebrate Nigerians making remarkable strides around the world. I'm Teniola Oyetayo. On today's program, we highlight individuals using their creative talents to tackle various issues and drive change in the diaspora. And our guest this week is Nigerian-American visual artist Ashley Kego, who is leveraging her passion for painting and her commitment to sickle cell advocacy to make a difference. But before all that, let's get up to speed on the latest news from the diaspora.
The Jubilee Church London has voiced condolences to the family of 14-year-old British Nigerian Daniel Anjorin, who was fatally stabbed in Hainault. In a statement posted on social media platform X, the church urged its congregation to pray for the family at this sad time. Daniel, who attended Bancroft Private School, suffered fatal injuries during a 22-minute rampage by a man armed with a samurai sword in northeast London. 4 others were seriously injured in the attack. The school has paid tribute to the 14-year-old as a true scholar with a gentle character. Others on social media have also voiced their condolences, with many saying that the UK government needs more pressure to stop knife crime. Sisters Marianne and Josie Olalaye have appeared on Channel 4's show Aldi's Next Big Thing, a competition where small food and drink businesses get the opportunity to pitch their products to Britain's 4th largest supermarket. Puff Puff Ministry was created in 2020 alongside sisters Lola and Fola. Using their mother's 20-year-old Puff Puff recipe, they made it their mission to become Britain's next favourite dessert. They have since collaborated with global brands such as Google, Netflix and TikTok. Although the sisters came second place, they were able to showcase the much-loved West African product to a viewership of around 7.5 million people across the United Kingdom. 13-year-old Tomisin Olawekbo Hashim recently took part in the UK's National Chinese Bridge competition, where she made it to the final round. Chinese Bridge is an international competition in which non-Chinese pupils can demonstrate their knowledge of the language and culture. The event comprised of delivering a 2-minute speech in Mandarin, answering questions and translating sentences. Despite mostly older teens participating, Tomisin said she was confident and encouraged by her familiarity with the text, giving her a winning edge. As well as Mandarin, Tomisin is fluent in French and Latin, with an interest in philosophy and religion. In addition to her academic prowess, the young star is also a fundraiser at CamFed, a campaign which seeks to end the cycle of poverty for women and educate young girls. 19-year-old Eniola Bolaji Mariam has become the first Nigerian and African to win the gold medal at the Level 1 Spanish Para Badminton International Championships. The Nigerian-born athlete beat world number 3 Turkish player Halim Yıldız, now ranked number 7 worldwide in her league. Eniola is set to take part in the Paralympic Games in Paris in July. In other sports news, Chiamaka Ndozi won the French Women's League D1 Goalkeeper of the Year award in April. The 23-year-old has been a key figure for Nigeria's Super Falcons football team, helping them qualify for the Olympic Games for the first time. Chiamaka, who is also part of the Paris Football Club, has had an excellent run this season, conceding 21 goals and making 46 saves, helping the team qualify for the championship playoffs. Chiamaka's win has been seen as a testament to her exceptional skills and commitment to the sport, making this recognition well-deserved. Juliana Olayinka with the Diaspora Network News Wrap in London.
In our special report this week, we dive into the impactful realm of arts for activism, where Nigerians in the diaspora are harnessing the power of creativity to drive change. Let's explore some of these inspiring individuals.
The history behind Nigerian art is one that is fascinating. It draws a lot of imagination, inspiration, and knowledge from the country's rich culture and tradition, creating powerful visual narratives. Through this medium, many continue to tell stories, inspire and educate. For some, it's a medium through which political, environmental and social issues are addressed. Many others, through their craft, raise awareness for different causes like the Black community, sickle cell, disability, amongst other issues. Through its ability to evoke emotion, challenge perception, and inspire action, art has become an invaluable tool in advocacy. These projects demonstrate the immense potential of creativity in creating a better world. The contemporary Nigerian art scene has gained international recognition and continues to flourish, positioning itself as a force to be reckoned with in the global scene. Nigeria boasts a rich pool of talent, with their work featured in private collections around the world. First in the center stage is Nigerian-British artist Yinka Shonibare. He explores cultural identity, colonialism and post-colonialism within the contemporary context of globalization. Following his studies in London, Shonibare worked as an arts development officer for Shape Arts, an organization that makes art accessible to people with disability. In 2004, he was awarded the Order of the British Empire and Commander of the Order of the British Empire in 2019. In 2021, he received the Whitechapel Gallery Art Icon Award. Although physically challenged, Shonibare is unstoppable as he works with a team of assistants. In 2013, Shonibare was announced as patron of the annual Shape Arts Open Exhibition, where disabled and non-disabled artists are invited to submit work in response to an open theme. Another contemporary Nigerian artist is Njideka Akunyili Crosby. Her artworks are not just paintings, but a gateway into a world where African heritage meets the bustling energy of New York City, where she resides. She earned a Bachelor of Fine Arts from Swarthmore College and a Master of Fine Arts from Yale University. Njideka applies photographic transfers, paint collage, pencil drawing, fabric, among other things, to large-scale multimedia paintings that well express her multifaceted and layered cultural background. Chicago-based Australian-Nigerian artist Nnenna Okorie's pieces are inspired by rich texture forms and colors within the natural environment. She learned some of her intricate methods, which include weaving, sewing, rolling, twisting and dyeing, by watching Nigerians perform daily domestic tasks. In her more recent work, Okorie uses plant-based materials to create large bioplastic art forms and installations. Her work has been shown in galleries and museums within and outside the United States. These artists and many others contribute to a dynamic and culturally rich landscape that captivates audiences around the world.
As always, we've been following the activities of the Nigerians in the Diaspora Commission as they continue to engage citizens living abroad through various programs.
Chairman of the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, Mrs. Abike W. Erewa, meets with the leadership of the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria. At the meeting, the NITCOM boss gives assurances that the Diaspora mortgage scheme will be in operation within the next 3 months after an extended test run is done.
Yes, let's have a 3 month. We may even do it before 3 months. But let's give ourselves a 3-month deadline. It may happen before then. But the key thing is there's no rush. It's better to have a perfect product than start a project and then, because this is a catalyst for a lot of things for Nigeria and for the diaspora. But my appeal is that in the meantime, I'm glad we have this MOA and we're going to have the 6-man team, the same people that were working with you will continue to work with you. And then we use that 3-month period to dot the T's and the I's to ensure we have a perfect product for the diaspora. They're all very excited. They're all looking forward. We will explain to them on why we need to hold on a little bit. But again, my appeal is that while we're doing that, let's still be doing the test running to see, what could be wrong somewhere. Particularly, we had issues with to ensure that the payment is there should be no issues. It should be seamless. The payment, the registration, because the idea is that wherever you are, just register, you get your mortgage, and you pay.
The Diaspora Mortgage Housing Scheme is targeted at creating an opportunity for Nigerians in the diaspora to become homeowners back home and create credible investment opportunities for themselves and others.
And now let's turn our focus to our guest today, Nigerian-American visual artist Ashley Kego. As a self-taught artist, Ashlie is passionate about raising awareness about the experiences and challenges faced by individuals affected by sickle cell in the United States. Nigerian-American visual artist Ashley Ebunoluwa Nwakego Garrison was born and raised in Iowa, United States, in a bustling household with 5 siblings, including 2 sisters battling sickle cell disease. Immersed in music from a young age, Ashley Kego, as she's popularly known, sang in a traveling choir, played the violin, and self-taught herself the piano. She earned a scholarship for singing opera at Long Beach State and served as a backup singer for Ugandan artist Omega Bukelo, where she traveled extensively. However, following in her mother's footsteps, who was an educator, Ashlie is also a full-time teacher, driven by a passion for imparting knowledge. But it was during the COVID-19 lockdown she discovered her new talent of painting. She decided to pick up a paintbrush and paint on a shirt, using inspiration from African masks, bright colors, tribal marks, prints and patterns. With the amount of positive feedback she received and the demand for people wanting their own painted shirts, she decided to start painting large canvases as statement pieces. As a sickle cell advocate, Ashlie uses her art to raise awareness about the disease, which affects mostly people of African descent. Through her creations, she aims to shed light on the struggles, challenges, and triumphs of those living with sickle cell, fostering understanding, empathy, and support for the often overlooked community in the United States. A percentage of sales from her artwork goes to non-profit organization Sickle Cell 101, which was founded by one of her sisters to bridge the knowledge gaps and address the need of the global sickle cell community. Ashlie's works have been featured around the world, including at the Black Oak Art Gallery, the Richmond Art Center, and at the 12th Annual African Film Festival. Always eager to learn, she's currently mastering the lyre harp while indulging in her passions for fashion and makeup, but says her greatest joy lies in spending quality time with her son, Micah, and her family. When we return after a quick break, Ashley Kego shares her thoughts on leveraging art for activism and how her work is making an impact in the fight against sickle cell disease. Please stay with us. Joining us on Diaspora Network is Nigerian-American visual artist Ashley Kego. Thank you so much for taking time out to speak to us on the program.
No, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
You've always been a very creative person. I mean, you sing, you play a number of instruments. You're also a makeup artist, but exploring your artistic talent is fairly new. Talk us through discovering that during COVID and how it has developed coming out of the pandemic.
Well, during the pandemic when it initially started, I'm a teacher. And so being locked up inside the house like everybody else, I just had an idea to paint a shirt. And from that, a lot of people were requesting, where do you get that shirt from? Where do you get the shirt from? So the feedback I got on that was positive. And then my uncle saw that I had painted these shirts and said, stop painting shirts and do statement pieces for houses. And so from that, I painted my very first piece, which is Yakubu, which is sitting over here. And it has taken me to crazy places. I always say to my students, because I'm a full-time teacher, that if anything ever piques your interest, it may be foreign to you physically, but spiritually may not be. So just try it out, because you never know where it could take you to.
And what was your experience growing up as a Nigerian with 5 siblings and your parents allowing you and I guess supporting you in exploring your creative side?
Oh, it was never a dull moment. I actually miss those times. Crazy chaos, but there was a lot of love always shown. Growing up in a Nigerian household, my mom always exposed us to our culture, with the traditional wear, the food, and the music. And especially when my grandmother came to live with us, it was definitely I was able to grasp more of the culture. She had me in there cooking amala and egusi soup, so I learned a lot. So I'm very appreciative of those experiences, and that's what I kind of used to incorporate in my paintings, using my culture and traditions to create.
And did you ever explore painting before COVID? And how would you say your background and Nigerian heritage has inspired your art style, to what it is now?
No, it's odd. It really is, because if you were to tell me 4 years ago this is what I'd be doing, I'd be like, yeah, right, because it doesn't make any sense. But going to Nigeria and seeing the people and just being in engulfing the ambience of the culture, I think it truly did inspire me. The prints, the patterns, going to the parties, the head gilets, and all that kind of thing. So it truly inspired me for my, being able to produce these kind of paintings. The cool thing about them actually is that if you put a camera on them, they do play traditional music from where I'm from in Delta State. So it gives it the painting that much more depth.
And you're intentionally using your art for activism as well, specifically raising awareness about sickle cell, which your sisters have. I want to talk about the importance of that, especially in the diaspora, where it's the Black community mostly being impacted, and there isn't, so much conversation about it.
Yes. So I do have 2 sisters with sickle cell anemia. And so I figured, if I can use my gifts that God gave me to help spread awareness and, to help with research or to help the Black community at that, 1 in 12 Black folks are carrying the trait and don't even know they have it until they have a child with sickle cell, which I find is just mind blowing. And it's a underserved community, which doesn't make any sense. How is it something like that affects so many people underserved? So if I can use my gift, so I feel like it's actually my duty, my purpose to go out there and spread awareness, just because I've seen the struggle that my siblings have gone through, and my parents, and even as a sibling, the struggles of that. When you have a loved one and they're in so much pain, there's nothing you can do. That's like, that just kills me. It kills me. So I try to do what I can. I feel like it's my duty to do that.
And talk to us about one of the organizations that you support is your Sisters Foundation. Speak to us about that and the work that's being done with that organization.
So my sister, she owns a nonprofit, Sickle Cell 101. And so we're the largest digital advocacy platform globally right now. And so what they help do is spread awareness, help with research, like patient education. We have like online doctors, so we have like a live feed. You can call in if you have any questions. Just trying to help our people, the Black community, as much as we can. So that's what I do. So a portion of everything I goes to help to, educate our people and research.
Yeah, and in the long list of things that you do, as well as activism, you're also a full-time teacher, like you mentioned, and a mother. How do you balance all that? And has teaching always been something you saw yourself doing?
Sometimes you just figure it out as it comes along. But after I had my son and seeing how he's grown and developed and blossomed into, I'm so proud of him, straight A student. But that kind of actually piqued my interest in education. Not also that my mom's on the board of education. So being able to teach young minds, I teach the little kids. So, and I feel like in this day and age, the closest thing to pure you can actually get to are the little kids and animals. And so I truly do love teaching the little ones, the young minds, inspiring them, teaching them right from wrong. And also I'm in a private school, so they don't really get to know much about, there's not much diversity in it. So the fact that I'm there, I'm able to expose them to, my culture and then teach them to love all types of skin colors. And so I do what I can, but to balance it all, you just do it. You just do it.
And what's been your proudest achievement so far with your, of course, I'm sure being a mother is top on that list, but then also looking at your art, what's been the proudest moment for you so far, especially with raising awareness as well?
I'd have to say there's been a few. A couple of them. One of my top ones would have to be getting accepted into the DeYoung Museum. The DeYoung Museum in San Francisco, it's a big thing. And I remember I had went to the museum, I saw Kehinde Wiley's art, and I was like, wow, just amazed with his talents. I'm like, oh my gosh, how can I one day be in here? And I sort of remember submitting my work, and like 6 months later, I'm in a staff meeting and my Apple Watch goes off. I'm like, oh my gosh, they accepted me. So that was one. And then my family coming in to see my work on the wall. So, and my mom being proud of me. And then also when I'm shipping like pieces, like people are believing in my craft and shipping pieces like to different countries. And it inspires me to want to keep painting and creating and doing what I do. So I think those will have to be, also driving by a department store and then seeing my paintings in the windows. Like I couldn't believe that one. That one was like, oh my gosh, that's my work. That's unbelievable to see my stuff in the department of Macy's, West Elm. So people are actually believing in what I do. Those have to be some of my proudest moments.
And what advice would you give to aspiring artists who are passionate about using their talents for activism and advocacy as well?
Okay, I would say for myself that the fact that I'm using my work to uplift humanity, I'm telling you, like, God literally paves the way for you. I feel like I had to work less, like quantum leap almost, because the things that have happened to me, places I've gotten to that I couldn't have like initially done on my own. So when you put it towards a cause, like God makes it happen for you. Like opportunities just come left and right. So have faith in yourself, believe in God, and just yeah, if you have a gift, share it with the world. Nurture it and just share it with the world.
And looking ahead, what are your hopes and aspirations for the future, of your art and its impact on driving positive change?
I would say that to me, this is not really about me. It's not even about the art. It's just spreading the awareness for our people, to educate them, to help with research. Because I, like I said before, seeing my siblings and what they go through, I don't want other people to go through that. I don't. So if I can just spread the message to go find out your genotype, I'm so blown away when I'm in my meetings and I'm speaking in front of people, and I ask, how many of you guys raise your hand if you know your genotype? And you probably, in a group of 300, probably have like maybe one or two, and that's crazy. And it's crazy that's an underserved community. So I want to get rid of that stereotype. I don't want it to be an underserved community anymore. I want us all to work together, like affluent people to come together, and we work together, corporate headquarters, to help our people, to uplift the Black community.
All right, then, visual artist Ashley Kego, thank you so much for taking time out to speak to us on Diaspora Network, and for all the amazing work you do with your art as well.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
And that brings us to the end of this edition of Diaspora Network. But remember, you can catch more inspiring stories of Nigerians making their mark on the global stage on our YouTube channel and website, channelcv.com. Until next time, I'm Teniola Oyetayo. Bye for now.